Hi, my name is Ben Talmadge, and today I'm going to be presenting my presentation, Why Do Pandas Suck? Here is my audience. All right, and let's begin. All right, guys, so hi, my name is Ben Talmadge, and no, I am not a zoologist, but I'm a kid who has way too much information about animals, so I believe I'm very qualified to speak on this topic of why do pandas suck. So let's get some audience engagement, all right? I'm going to give you guys about 15, 20 seconds. Really think hard on this. What is your guys' favorite animal? What is the animal that you guys think God designed the best? Giraffe. How about you? Penguin.
Panda?
Ooh, okay. Now, what do you guys think is the worst animal? Platypus.
Wiener dogs.
Wiener dogs.
Cats.
Wow. Well, I know that we like to say that, all opinions have merit, and opinions are, we all have them, they're different. You guys all have incorrect opinions on that one, because there is a correct animal to what is the worst animal, and that would be the panda, all right? So now, before you crucify me, before we shut me off, just hear me out. Let me explain to you why pandas are objectively the worst animal. Now listen, they're just not smart. Let's start off like this. How many hours a day do we think pandas spend eating food?
4.
4 hours. It's a lot of hours, right? If you spend 4 hours in the day, you're eating a lot of hours. How about you?
6.
6.
8.
So you guys are all wrong. It's 10 to 16 hours eating one singular food source that they can't correctly digest. Bamboo. So they have to spend so many hours eating an absurd amount of their body weight just to get enough nutrients to survive, to make it to the next day. This is all cited by the WWF. And it takes them so long because there's just such a small amount of nutrition. I mean, they're herbivores, they're omnivores, but they specialize in eating meat. They're supposed to eat meat, yet they spend so much time eating a food source they can't eat. Now, why does this matter? Right? Like, obviously, they're a little stupid, all right? Why does this matter? Why am I comparing an animal to what we would say as humans? Well, let's look at other bears, They're a bear, so we should be holding them to the same standard we hold other bears. Let's look at some other bears. We have the American black bear. We have the brown bear, the grizzly bear. We have the polar bear. We have the sloth bear. We have so many of these great animals that end up dominating their habitats. I mean, we talk about a grizzly bear. You know how impressive a grizzly bear is? Yellowstone, at one point, was dealing with the overpopulation of beavers and deers. What do you think they did to solve them? They didn't hunt them. They released wolves and bears. The bears had such an impact that the literal way the rivers flowed changed because how many beavers, how effective they were at hunting, and how effective the wolves are. But no, we look at pandas, and they can't do anything like that. We look at the black bear that can not just survive and thrive in its own environment, but can come to human environments and thrive and survive. And that's because one bear, getting into a human enclosure, it freaks everyone out. We look at polar bears who just have been these monstrous animals that just dominate the Antarctics. We have to start holding these bears to not just the standard of themselves, but to what their family is. We can't look at them as just another animal. They're a bear. That means a lot. Now, this can't all be their fault, right? Like maybe God just made them stupid. Maybe God didn't equip them to hunt, so that's why they eat bamboo. Maybe that's why they're lazy, because they just can't. Well, that is just horribly untrue. Pandas are some of the most gifted bears I've ever seen. They are the third strongest bite force out of all mammals. That is more than gorillas. That is more than lions. That is more than tigers, is a panda bear. They have amazing fur coats to blend into their environment and survive the cold. They could thrive. They're physically gifted. They're monstrous animals. Yet they're too stupid and they're too lazy to hunt. So they sit around. Imagine this. We've all had this in our life at some point. Think back to somebody with potential, with so much potential. They could be a great leader. They could communicate well. They cast vision. Yet they're just too lazy to use it. So they sit there and they just sit in that cesspool of mediocrity. I could think back to so many people in my life. I was that at one point in my life. Yet I chose to sit in the stupidity, and it led me down a bad path. I think that's pandas, and they're leading themselves to extinctions. Now, why do I care? Why does this matter? Okay, the pandas suck. Obviously they're leading themselves to extinction. So why do I care? Why am I so passionate about pandas being bad animals? Well, I gotta ask you this. How much money do we think we spend a year on panda conservation?
Too much, apparently.
Yeah. Any guess?
150 million.
150 million.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. Not quite a billion. $255 million. That's absurd. I mean, think about that. If I give you $255 million, think about all the good you could do. You could feed so many people who are starving. You could build shelters for the homeless. We could go on mission and accomplish amazing things for the kingdom of God. Yet instead, we keep pandas alive. And okay, maybe they're crucial to the ecosystem. Maybe they are crucial to the bamboo forests of Asia, and we need to keep them alive, right? They must have some major impact, like the brown bears did, or like the black bears do. They must have some amazing impact. Well, wrong. According to Nature.org, which is one of the leading researchers done amongst just animals, the only true impact they have is containing seeds in their fur, and when they climb around, it spreads. That's it. That's something we could do. I think with $1 million a year, we could spread plenty of seeds around. Just put them on a plane and just pour them out. We do it already. Just put $1 million more to that, and we have that many more seeds, and we don't need to worry about keeping these pandas alive. Now, before you look at me like I'm some cold-hearted, evil man, I'm not saying we should just go and slaughter all the pandas, all right? You know, pandas have done some good things. I mean, they're cute, right? We look at, even though, they consistently attack their caretakers. Over 40 human deaths happen a year from people taking care of pandas and then attacking their caretakers. Maybe you love Kung Fu Panda. I love Kung Fu Panda. I would say that's the singular best contribution that pandas have made to society in general. Now, I'm not saying we need to let them die out, but awareness should be made for the blight and the cancer they are on to today's society. And I think that we should defund pandas and look to spend our funding other places. Thank you for my TED Talk.